Hey guys, this is Gamer Cow. We are going into the first gym with awesome music and everything. This is Clyde. He is also known as Freshwater Man because he's the guide and he will give you a freshwater in every single gym you go to, which is fantastic. Hilarious, but fantastic. So, welcome indeed. We are going to adjust trainer stuff. Okay, every gym has a gimmick and this is the way it's always been, and in this one you can see there is grass, water and fire down here. If you have not learned by now what beats what, then you're kind of dumb, I've got to say, because not only is it obvious, but it tells you during the game about 4 times by now what beats what. And the idea is that you step on the right thing to beat the type, basically. So water of course beats fire, so you know, the curtain's open at that. And from there we can talk to people. We've got 2 fights to do and then the gym leader, and that's pretty great. Now, one thing I was considering doing when I started this project was again taking another thing from Lucky's book and only using as many Pokemon as the gym leader has. However, since I'm not as familiar with Gen 5 as I am with some of the other ones, I don't think that's really the best of ideas in the end. Like, I could do it, but I don't think it would really work in my favor. I don't know enough to say all the time what trainer. I think most of them have 3 Pokemon in this game. After the first couple, I think the first couple only have 2 and then all the others have 3. But at the same time, I'm not confident enough in that statement to take it as fact. And to be honest, if I need to use more than 2 Pokemon in the fight, then I need to use more than 2 Pokemon in the fight. And so I shouldn't really restrict myself when I don't have to. I'm already using no items in fights and I'm already using set battle and all of that, so yeah, I shouldn't. I'm a trainer with a lot of pepper. I don't know how I feel about that because I'm not a huge fan of pepper, so I would prefer you not to do that sort of valuation on me, but oh well. Next trainer is the female person, of course, because that makes total sense, right? So yeah, if you didn't notice, this is actually a restaurant as well as a gym. That's one thing I like about Gen 5 actually, is that a lot of the gyms are actually sort of fashioned and what they do, pretty much. They have a sort of alternate purpose other than just being a gym. Not all of them do, but quite a few of them do, and I think it's really neat and I love it so much. Bide, eh? If I don't kill it in 2 tackles, that might be scary. And I'm not gonna kill it in 2 tackles. Bide basically goes first every turn, then 2 turns after you use it, it will unleash all of the damage that you have dealt, so that you have been dealt in those couple of turns, and it will actually do double that. So all the damage I've done there is going to come back to me after this, and since I can't 2-hit kill it, it's better if I don't go ahead and try to outpower it, because then I'm just going to die. Because this thing probably has about 28 HP or so, so I am going to already take more than 50% from this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I took 22 damage off of that, so it hurts quite a bit if you are unlucky enough to be on the receiving end of that. However, I do get to level 13, which is pretty good, since it's got, you know, more HP and stuff now, and I'm trying to learn Defense Curl. Oh boy. Well, it's better than Odeslove, so I'm gonna have it anyway. But I'm never gonna use Defense Curl, so it's kind of a pointless move to learn. But it's there if you want it. Purloin, really not an issue in the slightest, so yeah. You're a Purloin. You're a cat that's marginally cute. You try to be cute at the very least, but look at that tail! That tail is like a freaking Grim Reaper scythe. Purloin, you're not fooling me with your little cute Agnes thing. Seriously. Regardless, it's not doing too much damage to me, and I'm happy with that, because that means I don't die, basically. So, the waitress is downed, and, well, that's basically the gym done. So, grass is beaten by fire, obviously. I was just about to say grass beats fire then, and that's obviously a lie, to say the least. But the gym leader is up there, so I'm quickly going to heal and I'll be back in a sec when I'm done. Okay, let's see if I can get through this one without any casualties this time, because the last time I did this, I kinda lost a Pokemon to this. I think it was Jackson that I lost last time I played this, which I'm not really too big of a loss type thing. But these guys, they're 3 waiters in this place, and they all use a different type of Pokemon. One for grass, one for fire, one for water. You fight one of them, and the idea is that they choose who you fight. And it will be the Pokemon or the type who beats that you started with. So because my first type was fire, it's going to be Crest, the water person that fights me. So that seems kind of cheating, to be honest, but that's why you get the monkey beforehand, because the monkey is designed to beat their type. So yeah, apparently I'm fighting the best of them. I think they all say that though, so... His hair is weird. Like, even weirder than mine. And that's saying something. No, my hair's not that weird, to be honest. It's just very long. But anyway, they all have a level 12 Lillipup to start with, and then they have a level 14 monkey of their respective type. So that's quite tough, actually. But I think this one should be okay, because Lillipup, whilst it hurts, I just got a crit against it, so it's not too bad. Work Up! Work Up is a new move which increases your attack and special attack by 1 stage. It's actually quite dangerous if things get allowed to set up too much, and I don't like it. But because I got the crit, that makes it nice and straightforward to take it out before it gets too dangerous. So I'm happy enough. So Spider-Pig gets to level 14, that's pretty freaking special. What are you going to get for that? You're going to get extra attack. Naturally enough. And Panpour, the water version of everything. Yes, when a gym leader or Elite Four or somebody of this type gets to their final Pokemon, you hear this music come up. And this is one which I did not get rid of because I really like this music. Even if it kills the awesomeness of the gym leader's basic music, I still think it's great. I don't really want to stay in with Spider-Pig though, so you know what, I'm gonna go for Elvis and I'm gonna hopefully be able to kill this thing. If I lose Elvis in the process, then I'm not overly fussed, but I just don't want to risk having Spider-Pig killed over here. I might need to go into Wisp to kill this thing actually, I might need to. But Vine Whip will still do a decent amount of damage. Water Gun hopefully won't 2-hit kill, because Assassin, yeah, it's not even going to 5-hit kill. So I should be able to take it out before it kills me, maybe. Oh, that's sketchy. I might not take it out. We'll see, because basically Elvis is used for this and just about this alone. He's gonna heal up if I just attack here, but I don't think I've got too much other choices, to be honest, because I guess I could have leered and I could have worked for that, but I think I'm okay. Because yeah, he's gonna potion up, that's not gonna fully heal him though, so I think I can still 2-hit kill from here? Ah, that's sketchy. I might be able to 2-hit kill from here, and that would mean I'd get to keep Elvis as well, which would be fantastic. So let's see if that works out. Yes, it does! Okay, so I do actually get to keep Elvis. That's pretty good. Even though I'm never going to use it, it still means that I have it in my party, because nobody else, well, can Oshawott learn Cut? I forget if it can learn Cut. But nobody else, I think, except Elvis can learn Cut right now, and I do need Cut for the next section. So this is about the only time outside of Surf where a HM is required in 5th Gen. I think 5th Gen as a whole, actually. I don't think you need a HM anywhere else in Black and White 2 from what I've played so far. But anyway, we got ourselves the first gym badge. You've seen it was a fairly awesome ordeal, and we get to have stronger Pokemon than Baeus and whatnot. We also get TM83, which is Work Up, the move that we've seen used there just now. It's quite a dangerous move as well, actually, you know, setups. It's not as strong as Swords Dance, say, but if you've got a strong enough mixed attacker, then it's really good. And nowadays, as it says there, the biggest change in 5th gen from 4th gen is that TMs can be used as many times as you want now, so you'll never run out. However, that does mean that they made TMs harder to get hold of for fairly obvious reasons. So that was good. Good in both ways, actually, because it means TMs are not as much of, they're a bit more of a liability, but at the same time, they are fairly awesome, you know, when you do get them. But yes, Juniper indeed asked Fennel to do stuff. We noticed earlier that Fennel was not going to talk to us before, but now apparently she's done. And we are going to attempt to meet all of them in the Unova region, so yeah. You didn't have to stop there, you know, you could have just gone upstairs. Would have been nice. But yes, she is indeed the scientist. Clearly we can tell that because she's wearing a lab coat and she's got glasses. Stereotypical much? Most likely, but yeah. Fennel wants us to do stuff, and it's a hidden machine known as Cut. Yeah, so as I said, we kind of need Cut for the next section, and now I've got it, so that's pretty awesome. So yeah, some moves you can use in the wild as well, you know, in the wild meaning in the outfield, obviously, and Cut is one such thing. Unlike previous games, you do not need a badge in order to be able to use the HM outside of battle anymore. That's one big difference. In fact, badges are not really used at all in this game, to be honest. Because you won't have Pokemon stronger than, you know, the level that you can go for during the game. Maybe this one here is an exception, because level 20 is maybe round about where the next gym is. But beyond that, you're not going to have differences coming up, so I don't know. Yes, we are a trainer, we use PC stuff. I do know about Battle Box, because basically Battle Box is one that you can put Pokemon that you always use in, so it's easier to get to. And does this actually open up the knowledging? Yes it does, because she said she runs the PC. So now we know that Amanita is the PC owner, so there we go, we already know who it is. In past games it was nowhere near that quick. You used to have to wait ages before you learned who controlled the PC. But that's not the case anymore, so I'm going to quickly heal up, I'm going to teach Cut to Elvis, and we shall get the stuff that needs Cut. I'm going to catch another Pokemon in this particular part as well, I think. That'll probably be the end of it, once I've done that. So, Cut can be taught, and it's pretty swell. Yeah, Oshawott could learn Cut, so I don't actually need Elvis this time. Which is different. The last time I played a Nuzlocke of this, I didn't actually have anybody else who could Cut. So even though Elvis died, I had no choice but to use it temporarily to Cut for the next section. I'm just gonna very quickly go ahead and highlight these here. This will bring up a thing. If you press Y on your pad, you can have a quick access thing here, which will let you select items and stuff more easily. It's key items or well, not TM stuff, but key items like the bike and, you know, general stuff like that you can get access to more easily. Hey, I could have gotten this item anyway. I didn't realize that, but it's only in X speed anyway, so the X items are one-time use in battle, and by the way, I'm just going back and getting stuff over here. But the X items, they're one-time use in battle that will raise their particular stat by one stage. What else is over here? Is it just this item? Well, it's the Super Potion, so that heals 50 HP, which is quite nice. But is there anything over here? Oh, there is! Item, Great Ball! Heck yeah, we can get better Pokemon, hopefully, with that. So that's that done, and now the Dreamyard thing can be done as well, because if you remember there was a tree that we could cut down over this bit. So yeah, back with the HMs for a sec. The HMs are used during the game, but they're not mandatory, except for Surf. I think Surf is pretty mandatory. What are you doing here? Seriously, we're not... Are we looking for it? Yeah, we are, because Fennel asked us to get it, right? You're so nosy, why you just... I just cut that open, and already you're just going... I heard that's an interesting little sound coming over there. Yes, we did. Let's go and take a look indeed, and you're just gonna stand there, of course. You are known as Muna. And we don't know that it's known as Muna yet. These guys, on the other hand, do though. They have crazy hats. They are the Team Plasma guys that we saw in Accumula Town. Yes, that is what it was called. I'm not very good with 5th gen town names actually, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know very much about them in general. But yeah, they're Team Plasma, they battle to liberate stuff, whatever. Yeah, we're after the Dream Mist ourselves, you know, because Fennel kind of wanted that. That's not very nice, guy. Seriously. That's really not very nice. Don't kick the Pokemon, seriously. I'm assuming he was kicking it. Basically just looks like he tackled its ass. Which is probably worse, I'd better not actually say that. Muna, if I remember, it was an interesting story about that, right? It was one of the... was it a prototype design in Gen 1? I know it was either a prototype or a fan sort of design, but I don't know how you could have a fan like art drawing of a series that didn't exist yet. But I'm pretty sure it was a it was something that was, maybe it was a concept art in Gen 1 that never got used in the end, and it actually got used again now, which is quite interesting. Anyway, we have 2 fights to do against Team Plasma, and their theme music is kind of pretty awesome. Their hats are kind of really dumb, however, so, you know. I don't know. They've got Pat Rats, they're not as strong as the gym, so you'll not have any issues fighting them off. Seriously, they are pathetic. Tackle is still going to 2-hit kill. Should 2-hit kill. I said that last time and it didn't actually 2-hit kill, but... In fact, I didn't say it, but I sort of implied it. Let's see if Ember's gonna kill from here. I don't think it will, because Tepig, yeah, Tepig's not as good at special attack. So that sort of sucks. If it was Oshawott, that would have killed, but Tepig is not Oshawott, so yeah. Thank God it's not, because that would be weird. But yeah, they're easy enough to beat, so that's fine. But both of them will fight you, so obviously the female wants to fight as well, because she's not just going to sit back and take everything here. Which is good, you like that in females, obviously, the ones that are actually going to take charge and whatnot. That's useful. Anyway, her purloin... Why do all the girls have just purloins? Sexist! Seriously, it has to be, because like, it looks like an effeminate sort of Pokemon. And all of the female trainers exclusively are having purloins, except Charon, but then... No, Charon is not effeminate whatsoever, so yeah, I don't know why he's got a purloin. But seriously, it's like all of the females have got purloins, and all of the guys have got like Pat Rats and stuff. Lillipups and all of that jazz. Plasma! Yeah, that's what's really hilarious about the Team Plasma guys. A lot of them just go Plasma all the time when they lose and whatnot. It's kind of funny, don't know why. No, don't hit Muna. That's lame. Hello. Gestus is here? Uh-oh. That doesn't seem good. Teleportation as well? This guy's creepy. Uh-huh. This is definitely not Gestus that we would want to It's not Gestis at all, I've just realised that. I'm really terrible, it's Getsis. But that sounds even worse! So I'm probably just gonna still say Gestis, because why not? It's actually, yeah, I have a really bad habit of sort of pronouncing stuff because I mix up two letters, like the T and the S here. I read it as something else, and I've always read it as Gestis, but really it's Getsis, which just sounds even worse. Because it's like, get sis, as in get your sis, as in, yeah, let's not go down that road. Anyway, person appeared, everything. It wasn't real, it was in fact a dream, created by Mashana. Mashana being the other Pokemon over here, of course, which is kind of the evolved form of Muna there, and it's the one who's taking care of her and all of that. So yeah, Mashana is here, checking out that Muna is okay, and then they leave a Pokeball, because Pokemon apparently are capable of leaving Pokeballs behind, obviously. Team Plasma, blah, Mashana came, did stuff, Team Plasma left. I sure as hell didn't follow that because it wasn't even that sensical, but whatever. Yeah, so powers of dream stuff to happen, and the item over here is none other than Dream Mist. Yes, so now Fennel has what she wants. She can complete her research, you can go and check that out later, and we will do that in a little bit. But first off, I'm going to very quickly save, and then we're going to catch Pokemon, and that's going to be the video done. So yeah, let's see what we can get here, whether I need to wait and, well, not wait at all. Why am I going in here? Whether I need to go ahead and do I want to switch to somebody else, I think. I want to bring Norbert out, actually. But whether I need to go ahead and, yeah, save state, obviously. Whether I need to go ahead and cut, I don't know. But let's find out. What are we going to find? Misdreavus! On the first freaking go, all of the ghost types, wow! Okay, so Misdreavus is a basic Pokemon. So it's definitely one I can catch. And that is really awesome. Okay, I was not expecting this at all. It's got Spite, that doesn't really help in the slightest. It's got decent special defense, so wow. I had a Misdreavus in the previous attempt to the, Nuzlocke, actually. In the stream version I had a Misdreavus, but I didn't catch it until Dragon Spiral Tower. So that was really, really late on, but now I've got it much earlier. Providing I can catch it just now. I'm going to go ahead and use the Dusk Ball because that's easily the best Pokeball I've got right now, and I don't want to miss catching this Misdreavus. Plus it's a Shadow Pokemon and a Shadow Ball, right? That would be really awesome if it works. So go ahead with the Dusk Ball. It's even female as well, which is absolutely awesome because Misdreavus should be female. Nothing sexist about that really, it's just Misdreavus ought to be female. And yeah, Startle's Pokemon at night. How fitting that it's like 20 to quarter to 2 when I catch that. So yeah, I'm going to call this by the name I always call Misdreavus, especially when it's female, and I'm going to call it Siren because that's basically what it sort of reminds me of here. It's all the whole luring people to death type of thing is not exactly what it does, but especially Miss Magius, it has all sorts of chant-based stuff and it's really great. So yeah, apparently this is the LP where I get all the ghost types. Because yeah, I kinda just got another ghost type. Let's have a quick look and see what it's like. It is brave, that's not exactly the very good nature for it at all, but it's not the worst nature in the world. It could have been lowering its special attack instead of someone else for that. Brave basically lowers its speed and ups its attack. As you can see, Misdreavus is very good for just now. It's got high stats all around, especially being level 9. However, it kind of does... Oops, need to go back in and check that out. It kind of only has Psywave as an attack right now, and Psywave is very, very awkward. Very, very awkward. Basically what it does, I think it's either between I think it's between 0.5 and 1.5 times your level is the amount of damage it can do. But with only 80 accuracy and such unpredictable power, it's not a good move in the slightest, and I'm just gonna have to hope that it learns something else fairly soon that I can use. It probably learns Astonish or something crap like that, but I don't know, it will hopefully learn something soon. The good thing about Mischievous is that it doesn't take very much experience to level up, so that is a very powerful thing in its favour, and I think I will do a little bit more training soon to get it up to scratch. But yeah, that's it. Now I've kind of got to choose now whether I want to have Duskull or whether I want to have Mischievous, because having both is kind of silly, but Duskull is a very defensive ghost, whereas Mischievous is very offensive, so it's gonna be a fairly tough choice. Just very quickly before I do finish this up, there are items that you can collect up the top here as well, which includes a potion, and I think a paralyze heal is the other one, if I remember rightly. It's a bit tricky to remember all the time. No, it's not, it's a repel. Wow, okay. I could have sworn you got a paralyze heal up here, but apparently not. So, anyway, this has been GamerCow playing Pokemon Black Random Nuzlocke, and we caught ourselves another ghost type. Kinda special. So, next time we're going on to Route 3 and continuing on with our adventure. It's gonna be pretty fancy. Join us for that then.